Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Long time no see. The last video I think y'all saw was the Park at Oa review video, and that has been a couple of months ago. As you may know, if you saw the video before that one, which I will link down below, I announced a cruise for October of 2022. Well, we are now in November of 2022, and I did not vlog the Independence of the Seas cruise that I announced a couple months ago, and I had plans to, and last minutely, because we had a bunch of family on board with us, decided, and since it was a short cruise, my first Royal Caribbean experience, I decided I'm not gonna vlog. So what I'm gonna be doing is, this video is gonna be a recap of our trip and just kind of an overview and review of the ship and the ports and the stuff we did. And then at the end of the video, I will talk about some channel updates and channel plans and all that stuff that's going to be coming in the next couple of weeks. So let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to talk about is getting to the port. So our cruise was a 4-day cruise, October 10th through the 14th of 2022, on board the beautiful Independence of the Seas, out of Port Canaveral, Florida, to Coco Cay, a day at sea, and Nassau. I think that is the most perfect first cruiser itinerary or first Royal Caribbean cruiser itinerary. So, how we get to Port Canaveral. It is about a 9-ish hour drive for us to Port Canaveral. So we boarded the ship on Monday, so we drove Sunday all day to Port Canaveral. And we stayed at the Best Western Coco Beach, right on the beach, oceanfront. It's about a 5-minute drive from the port, and it is the best hotel. It's the only one I've experienced staying at there, but I wanted to experience the Radisson that's right across from the port. And I've noticed that they've built more hotels right next to the port. I think one of them is the Courtyard Marriott. If y'all are interested in a port guide, which I'm planning on doing those kind of videos, you know what? That's for the end of the video, so I will save that thought for the end. We stayed Sunday night at the Best Western, and we did the park and cruise package, where we leave our car, the shuttle comes and picks us up and takes us straight to the ship on Monday morning. We do that every time. The reason we picked the Best Western is because we're familiar with it, and it's simple, and it's right on the beach, and I can just walk out on the beach when we got there and do some ship spotting. And I got to see the beautiful big Harmony of the Seas and the beautiful MSC Divina. Wonderful sight, wonderful pictures. It was awesome. They do have free breakfast, so Monday morning we ate the free breakfast, and it's pretty good. I would give it like a 7, 8 out of 10 for hotel breakfast. And we didn't eat much because I knew we were going on the ship, so I'm gonna eat as much as I want. But now I'm gonna move on to boarding the ship and my first impressions. So boarding the ship was very, very simple. It maybe took 20 minutes. It was very simple. You do a lot of the stuff now on the app, like we did our muster drill, we watched the videos and all that stuff in the app that Monday morning, and we checked in weeks before the cruise. We got all our stuff. We didn't even have to print boarding passes. We did just in case, like computers went down or something, but we didn't even have to. I am unvaccinated, so I did have to take a COVID test, and I had to show them a picture of my negative COVID test next to my birth certificate, because we don't have passports either, so we just have birth certificates, and that was fine. And then we were given a boarding group number, and they called our number pretty much as soon as we sat down, and it was on the ship we went. We got on the ship, and my first impressions was this ship is extremely beautiful. The ship was very like modern colors, and it looked very clean, shiny. It looked like the Royal Caribbean had taken a lovely, good care of that ship. I will say, further on the cruise, we noticed some areas that could use some TLC. I don't know if Independence of the Seas has a dry dock schedule, like on schedule, or in the works, or in the plan. If anybody knows, let me know down below, because it does have some areas that need some TLC. You walk in, I think, on deck 4. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's deck 4. And we walked in right at the end of the promenade, and we could look straight down the promenade. It was so crazy. If this was my first Royal Caribbean, I've always cruised Carnival. There will be a Carnival versus Royal Caribbean video coming soon. But this ship was beautiful, and it had so much to do. Speaking of, that's what we're going to move on to next. So, over the cruise, we discovered all the stuff that this ship has to offer. This ship had the perfect storm water slides, the flow rider, the sky pad trampolines, the really tall rock climbing wall, splashaway bay, splash pad, 2 pools. It was awesome. Ice skating rink, everything. It was crazy how much stuff on board they had to do, and it was so cool. We didn't even get to do it all in 4 days. Like, I really wanted to do the sky pad at some point. I didn't even get to. But hey, that just means I have to book another Royal Caribbean cruise. So, and they had a lot of stuff to do on board. The water slides were extremely fun, and I think they even went off the side of the ship, so that was really cool. Another thing that I really liked about this ship is the promenade deck, not the interior one, but the outside one that wraps around the entire ship on deck 4. And if you go 5, you have to go on 4, and then you walk upstairs. 5 forward is the helipad, and you can go out there on this class of ship. And it was so cool watching us come into port or leave in port, and I would just go out there on like the sea day or in the middle of the night. It was awesome views. Speaking of, we're going to talk about, this has nothing to do with views, but we're going to talk about food next. The food on this ship was particularly good. The Windjammer food, Windjammer is the buffet on Royal Caribbean, and this ship had a lot of different options on board. They had international, American, pre-made salads, make your own salads, pre-made sandwiches, all kind of stuff, desserts, anything you could want. And it was so good. We ate it for boarding day lunch and sea day lunch, and it was so good. They also have Sorrento's on board, which I think is like a 22-ish hour pizza place on the promenade deck. We ate pizza there pretty much every night. It was so good. It was really good and very fulfilling and all that. Also on the promenade deck, they have Cafe Promenade. I ate there for a snack on boarding day night. It wasn't my favorite food options, but maybe I just got the wrong thing. It wasn't my favorite food option they had on the ship. And every night we ate early dining in the main dining room, and the main dining room was beautiful, very spacious, hold a lot of tables and lots of people, and the main dining room food was exceptionally well. It was so good. I probably gained about 5 pounds eating all that food. It was so good. I couldn't stop. But yeah, that's all I have to really say about the food. It was really good. We did have, in the main dining room, we didn't have the best service, but towards the end of the cruise, it kind of got a little bit better. But otherwise, it was so good. I also loved, we had the drink package, and I loved how this ship had freestyle machines on the promenade deck and in the buffet. And we got a souvenir cup, and it was so easy that way. And like, every night I ordered a Diet Coke with my dinner, and most of the time they would already know that I was coming, and they would have some already on the table because multiple people in my group would have Diet Cokes, and we would already have them for dinner. But more on the drink packages and stuff when it comes to the Carnival versus Royal Caribbean video. Moving on to Perfect Day at Coco Cay. Perfect Day at Coco Cay was day 2 of our cruise, and we were there from 7 to 5:30, I think. And we were docked next to the sister ship, Freedom of the Seas, which looked like a really fun time as well. The only difference I noticed from the top decks was the Freedom of the Seas had like the little cabanas next to the pool, and the Freedom of the Seas has a sky pad. Doesn't have a sky pad, but Indepedence does. That was really the only main difference I could see. Otherwise, they're basically the same thing. Anyway, We got off the ship and we decided we didn't do a water park package. It was just, it's a little bit on the pricier side. I would like to do it at some point, but we didn't do it our first time. We went over to Chill Island. That was really crowded. So we went to the Oasis Lagoon pool, and I highly recommend you at least spend some time over there. That pool was really big, and the swim up bar was very, very popular, and it was so relaxing at the pool. And then we went to the beach behind the pool. I don't know what it was called. It may be South Beach, and if it is South Beach, I have heard bad things about South Beach, but it wasn't bad. It's the beach that they have the overwater bungalows at. If you are familiar with Coco Cay, it was perfect. If you went further out, the sand got a little mushy feeling, which wasn't my favorite, but it was awesome. And they have one of the snack shacks was over there, and the food on Coco Cay was so good as well. Like, they had buffet we ate at, and we ate at the snack shack. The buffet was good. Snack shack was better. We had a chicken sandwich, funnel cake, and mozzarella sticks. That's what you need to get. They were the best. And then we got back on the ship because it was formal night, so we had to get on a little bit earlier to get ready. And we had a great day at Perfect Day at Coco Cay. I think it is my new favorite port of call. It was awesome. Now moving on to Nassau Day. So on day 4, our last day of the cruise, we docked in Nassau next to the Carnival Dream, Freedom of the Seas, and the Oasis of the Seas, which looked awesome. And we decided we were going to get off the ship. This was my second time there. We decided we were going to get off the ship and we were just going to go shopping and probably check out Señor Frogs and then get back on the ship. The reason we did that was because we were only in port from 7 to 3:30. And all aboard time was at 2:30. So we didn't really feel comfortable booking a excursion, even though we would be promised to get back to the ship. But we just decided we're gonna walk around, shop, and eat at Señor Frogs. Listen to my words when I say this. If you were going to go to Nassau, either have a plan with an excursion or stay on the ship, okay? It was not the best experience. We went to the straw market, and I think we got some stuff. It wasn't terrible. And then we went to Señor Frogs. Señor Frogs was fun. It was fine. And we got some nachos there, and they were like this big and this tall, but they were so good. And then we went back to the ship because we were ready to get back on the ship. And that's all I'm going to say is if you're going to Nassau, either book an excursion or don't get off the ship. Yeah. Anyway, now I'm going to talk about our room on the ship because I completely forgot to skip over it. But our room on board the Indepedence of the Seas, for the first time ever, we did 2 things. We booked an ocean view room. We've never booked a ocean view room, and we have 4 people. So we booked a ocean view room meant for 4 people, and we booked a guarantee. I have never booked one of those either. So we booked a guarantee ocean view room, and we were given room 2544 on deck 2. It was right next to the forward elevators, but honestly, it was the best room I think we've ever had, being that low, being right at the elevator, everything, being all the way forward. That was also our first time being all the way forward. We felt no movement the whole cruise anywhere on the ship. That ship was like fast, smooth, and our room was just perfect. I mean, you're only in there to sleep, really, but it was perfect. So I really enjoyed being on deck 2. I think if we book another ocean view for this class of ship or the Voyager class, because they're very, very similar, we will probably look at deck 2 rather than deck 3, and we'll probably look at deck 2 forward because it was so quiet and it was just lovely. But yeah, that's really all I have to say about the ship and about our cruise. yeah, I can't wait to go back on the ocean. So we're already looking at some 2023 cruises, and I promise you, you guys will know if we book something. But I'm now going to talk about some channel updates and some things that I'm going to do over the next couple of weeks. So to get ready for the new year, I'm going to start doing, I have a couple of videos planned to come out, Carnival versus Royal Caribbean. And I think I'm going to do some port guides as well, for Port Canaveral, and I think for Coco Cay and Nassau. And then I'm going to probably stop for a little bit until the new year. If y'all are interested, I have some other plans, but I will let you know if those become relevant. It's video ideas, and if you're not already following me on Instagram, make sure you follow me on Instagram, because that's where I post most of my video ideas before I actually film them and decide. And I put a poll up, see if they want them. I may be creating a Facebook group. If you're interested, leave a comment down below. And it'll be like a public one, so everybody can post, kind of thing, and we can all share our adventures and everything. I am going to be working on cleaning up some older videos, possibly like trashing them and putting some new stuff out to fill up the gaps. But yeah, so if you have seen the Carnival Liberty series, it's probably going to go by the new year to kind of clean up the channel. And some of the old cruise news videos are probably going to go, because cruise news is just not my thing. I don't have time to do that, if I'm being honest, right now. Oh, I guess I can show y'all the Independence of the Seas ship model. I actually got this during the pandemic. I got it off of eBay, and I love it. It looks literally just like the Independence. So it's nice. But yeah, that's really all I have to say, is we're going to do some channel cleaning up and hopefully some interesting trips for next year that I will be sharing with you all. If we go to Orange Beach, I'm going to go ahead and say I'm probably not going to vlog it if we do Orange Beach, because I already have a vlog series for it. And we don't really do anything different on beach trips. But yeah, so if you're not following me on Instagram already, do it. That's where I post most of my stuff. And I'm also going to try and get better at editing and stuff like that. So hang in there with me. I'm working on it. But yeah, that's all I have to say about Independence, all I have to say about the channel. And thank you guys so much for sticking around with me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.